Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over cryptocurrency market. I'm going to go over some data points too, because I was back on Twitter. Bitcoin shot up to 27,000. It's at 27,591 right now. It looks like it's trying to get up to 27,600. And I want to thank those people that were down here calling me the what were the phrases I was told? Oh, I was doing my YouTube videos, imbecile, and I was delusional. Okay, so I'm just glad that I didn't miss that 2x, but I still think you got a shot over here where you have a FOMO wave going on. I'm going to explain why, and you really want to try to, in my opinion, don't let the noise that's out there on Twitter and in the media really distort and cloud your judgment. It can't happen. It's happened to me before, especially when I was younger, paying attention to Yahoo News and all these other things. And I was thinking Bloomberg, thought I was getting some inside information. You're not getting any inside information. All that data you get from the news is way behind the markets, guys. So remember that. So I'm going to go over Bitcoin. So here's the deal. You have the whole inflation issue. Now you got the Fed pump 300 billion into the markets, which, by the way, guys, 300 billion, a lot of money, you and me. Yeah, right. To them, that's nothing. That's nothing. They could have done 3T, not 3B. They could have easily done 3T. So it's really not that a big amount. So now the argument is that now the inflation is going to come back and everything like that. Okay, guys. And is that possible? That's possible. But let's just go ahead and take a look at some data points, see what the market is saying right here, guys. Okay, so let me go check this out right here, okay? I'm going to go right here. So this is what date are we on here? March, there's still 25 basis point rate hike. Guys, nothing has changed. 25 basis point rate hike. You go out here to May, you can see right here, 54% of the market is saying 25 point higher in May. So according to this chart, 25 points. So it looks like maybe a pause in May. But let's just say there's another 25 in May. Okay. I suspect we're going to see another 25 in May. I could be wrong about that. But let's just assume 25. If there's a 25 in March and then a 25 in May, guys, that's nothing for the markets. All right. They're already beyond that time. They're already beyond that. Okay. The market's already, like, if you think about it, they have a foresight, right? Because it goes through people's minds. That's how the markets work, guys. Markets are from people's minds, right? So they're like thinking ahead. That's why the markets are going ahead. It's from the minds. So right here, the market's like in June or maybe even July right now, as an example. So let's go to June. Let's see what we got here. So current target rate, 450, 475. And you can see it stays the same. It's the same, guys. So pause somewhere around there, okay? So I'm going off this data right here, and I think that this is going to happen, guys. This is what I think is going to happen, no matter what's happening in the banking sector or anything like that. Those banks, like this whole Credit Suisse, dude, guys, look, the CS thing, it's a crap bank now, but the Swiss were not going to let it fail. They don't care. That's like a little, it's like a it's like somebody wants to have a little side hobby and open a like a little store. Hey, let's have this little store, a little side hobby, and you can like run some money through there and kind of mitigate some taxes and stuff. That's what the Swiss do with that freaking Credit Suisse bank now, guys, man. Even though it's like at a big scale, I know they got 1.4 T in assets in that thing. It's like a little pet project for them now. I don't even worry about that bank, guys. So they're not going to let it fail. So here's the deal. This is good, in my opinion. It looks good. So now the next thing is what? Inflation. Okay, let me show you some data points on inflation. You go to true inflation, look at it. It's 4.24% according to this one. Okay, well, we know the Fed doesn't go by this one, but this has gone down quite a bit, guys. See, U.S. government reported rate 6%. You can come over to this one. You can see it's right there. Inflation is coming down. Okay, so if you listen to the media, and Twitter, they make it sound like this is going to be going on. Hey, it's going to be going up to 18%. That's what they sound like. So emotional, guys. So emotional. It's unbelievable. Could something like that happen? I suppose it could, guys. But that would take it like a long time to do that. Just pay attention to the data. The data right now, if you go, let's go back over to Bitcoin. What is the data telling you? Does it look like it's going to go, does it look like it's going down, or does it look like it's going up and to the right? Right now, you got data going up and to the right, guys, until you have the signals that it's going to be going back down. Okay. Here's the other good thing about Bitcoin. You see that volume in there? That volume is higher than this volume. Okay. So a lot of volume. Now, this is just the Bitstamp. It's not a good, like, you got to go to the other ones too. So you get a little bit different data. But just off Bitstamp, this actually looks really good with this higher volume there. It's the same thing on Ethereum too, guys. I was looking at Ethereum on the volume. Okay, here's Ethereum. You can't really see it, but let me blow that up a little bit for you on Ethereum, if we can. This is just Bitfinex. Maybe it's about, okay, here we go. As you see over here was Ethereum's third wave peak, right? And there's the highest peak on the volume. And this volume over here on that wave came up higher than that again, guys. So people are coming in to buy this. More volumes coming in on Ethereum, guys, at least on that exchange. You know, maybe it's doing something a little bit different there. I checked the other exchanges. They mostly look pretty good. And this right here is coming in on that exchange, guys. So like I said in previous videos, when I was making the videos, remember I told you is that like a lot of people thought that was the top right here. I said it could be, but there's no divergence yet. And you see it came back down and went back up. Same thing with Ethereum, guys. So now you have your divergence, you see, your bearish divergence. So it could be peaking out and it could come back down and do a correction. Now, here's the thing you want to be careful of. If that is the first wave of a third wave, guys, okay, here's the thing. If that's a first wave of a third waves are not going to correct deep, okay? Typically, they don't correct deep. Third waves have a lot of momentum behind them. And we got volume telling us possibly more momentum's coming into this wave. So you might have a shallow correction and a continuation in this move, okay? Now, crypto Twitter has it that this is the top and they're looking for the crash. Okay. If you look at the traditional financial markets, especially the Russell 2000, there's lots of data down there. It doesn't really look good down there. However, I still think it's in a bottom forming process. S&P 500, I'm not going to go over it. It still needs to break some certain pivot points. Okay. We need to see pivot points broken and some sort of waterfall, red candle in those areas to start getting confirmation that they're actually going to be crashing. And you just don't have it yet, guys. You just do not have it yet. So I'm not saying the S&P is bullish. I think the S&P 500 is in a corrective phase. Okay. So I'll show you an example what I'm talking about. I didn't want to make this too long for you guys because the videos take so long for me to upload while I'm in Mexico. So here we're on S&P 500. Let me go out to a weekly chart and I'll show you what I'm talking about to just give you a little bit of an example. Okay, here's the S&P 500 in this correction, and it's going this way. So, but if you come over here, you know, the great financial area, this massive fourth wave correction that it did, you see how it went down, okay? And you see how it just kind of, it trended up. This is a massive B wave that lasted November of 02 to 5 years. So this is a massive B wave, and then it crashed. So this is your A, your B, and your C for your fourth wave. I think over here is possibly what is going on in this second wave, guys. So I think the crash is coming. It's just not coming when these guys expect it. So it's like this. This is kind of going to be like maybe your A and then maybe a B like this. And then the crash would be over here like that, guys. And in the meantime, Bitcoin will be bullish, even though it's like right here. Even though this technically will not be bullish. It'll be up and to the right, but technically it's not bullish if you go by the wave count, because it's in a corrective phase. And the corrective moves in B waves are, this is exactly what they do. People just don't know, is it bullish, is it bearish, is it bullish, is it bearish, is it bullish, is it bearish? And by the time it's all the way up here again, and some of the other retailers and inexperienced traders are trying to figure out what exactly is going on and why is it at 4,600 now? And I was told this thing was supposed to crash. More than likely, that's what's going to happen, guys. Okay. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So the other thing is to give you guys a little more clarity on what's going on here with Bitcoin. Okay. So I want to go out to the quarterly chart, 3-month chart. I think this is a really, really good chart right here, guys. You know, I've been looking at this and just trying to make sense of it. So for those that are new to my channel, appreciate you. New subscribers, appreciate you too. So we'll go over this 3-month chart. Now, there's a big debate that the cycle ended right there for Bitcoin. That was in October, November 21, November 21. There's no proof of that yet. Nobody knows that yet. I have a suspicion, and it's just a suspicion, that it's going up to make a double top up here, possibly up near all-time highs or something like that, guys. There's a good chance of it. The reason I say that is because the massive amount, if you take this trend, it hits right along that trend, pretty nice, just like so. And then you come right down here and you got a nice amount of hidden bullish divergence on this quarterly RSI with an uptick right now. And what that means, that's a trend continuation. That's a pretty strong, that's from 5 years ago, guys. That's a five years that it did that. And you have a good shot that that could be going on. And if you come down here, I'm going to pull up the Stokes for you and make it a little bit bigger so you can see what's going on down here. Is that you not only you have hidden bullish divergence once again in the Stokes, you can see what happened. It's going up to make that cross. Okay. Now this Stokes RSI in this quarterly chart, it doesn't need to go that high, guys, for it to make that move. Okay. It really doesn't. All it needs to really do is go, maybe even up something to the 40s. If it gets, it's at right now, the Stokes RSI, guys, if you take a look at that, this number down here, just a second, that number that it's at right now is, it looks like the blue is hitting the 3, okay? Or the 6, excuse me. It touched all the way down to 0.068, and it's at like 6 right now. If it gets up to like 19 or 20, you can see the blast that it did, okay? I'll show you right here. You come to this chart. I know I got a little bit of mess right here up top. I'm trying to keep the Stokes so you guys can see this pretty clear right now. Just a second, let me move some stuff out of the way because I want to erase that. So you see this move right here that it made. You see that blast up. That was out of the 2018 bear market where Bitcoin went up almost 300%. And I think we got something similar going on right in this area, guys. I think you have a good shot that this is just going to be one big surprise. Now, I keep my eyes peeled that I have that box up there. That's my target box for a bounce. So what I mean is for a multi-month bounce, and then it's going to come down. But I don't know, with everything that's going on, guys, and everything's going on in the cryptocurrency market, I think more and more people are going to Bitcoin. And I think this, because of all the banking stuff and everything, and it just seems like to me, you have a good shot that it's just going to go up and make that move, guys, in 2023, probably going in 2024. And it could happen quick too, guys. Like Bitcoin could be at 50,000 in 2 weeks. When it makes moves, it makes moves. I'm not saying it will now, but you have a good shot of that. Now, the other reason why I'm bullish on Bitcoin is you come over here to MicroStrategy. I'm going to go to MicroStrategy too, guys. And I think one of the mistakes some people make with their Bitcoin charts is they don't look at the miners, they don't look at MicroStrategy, and they don't look at GBTC. They just look at the Bitcoin chart, and they say Bitcoin up here and must be peaked. And the Fed just pumped billions of dollars into the economy, or for the banks. Loans is what they were, loans. And now inflation is going to go up, so Bitcoin must go down. That's their charting activity, guys. MicroStrategy. I've been paying attention to this one for months, okay? Now, the reason I say MicroStrategy is probably good to go is that right here, when it came down, so here's my target box it came down to and hit that 136, more or less. Now, I did it over here in April 21, okay, or 22, excuse me. Now, I said that's probably not the bottom, but let's see the reaction. But it had a massive ABC reaction out of there, okay? And a lot of people during this time thought that it was good to go. I said, look, guys, be careful. It's in a flat move in a 335, and it did a massive flat, and this sucked in a lot of people. I was paying attention to them. I said, hey, man, it's going to come back down more than likely, guys. But anyhow, it came back down into this and finally hit my box. And then I was willing to say, okay, that's probably the bottom. And if MicroStrategy is the bottom, Bitcoin is probably somewhere near bottom too. And then with MicroStrategy, if you check it out here on the daily, I'm on the daily chart. MicroStrategy came up into 1, okay, a wave 1, 2, And I think MicroStrategy is going into a third wave, guys. This is wave one of the three. Now, could it do a double correction? It could. I don't think so. The reason why I don't think this is going to be a double correction is you come down here to the volume. You see that volume spike? Look at that volume spike right there, guys. That's giving you a clue that that's not a corrective move up. Okay? That's more than likely is going into a third wave, guys, with that volume spike. That's highest it's ever been on a green candle. Let's see, you got some back here in June. Yeah, they thought that was a bottom right there. That's why they bought that over here. So something similar over here. So with MicroStrategy, you got 1, 2, and it's possibly going into a 3. And then I'm going to go over here, GBTC. GBTC starting to look real good too, guys. And there's a few ways you can look at this. Let me go to a 4-hour and I'll show you guys in here. This is a very tricky deal with GBTC, okay? So GBTC is in a 1, 2. I put the second wave there. And you come to the RSI down here, guys. You check that out. You see how deep that went on the daily? Almost an oversold. So more than likely, that's a second wave. The thing is what is this? Okay. So my least bearish count with GBTC is it went up into a 1 and it did a flat. And if that is a flat, that's very bullish. That's called a running flat. Okay. That's a running flat if that's a flat. And this is the least bullish one that I could think of. And then it's going up into this 3. Okay. And then it's going to a 4. And then GBTC should be going into a 5. And that will be the wave 1 of the 3. Okay. So 1, 2, and then into a 3 of 3. But now the other thing is too, is this could be 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this whole section could be ultra bullish. I'm not going to say that yet, but more than likely that's a third wave and down there. So this is actually looking really, really good, giving off a lot of bullish signals. MicroStrategy over here, pay attention, giving off bullish signals. And the rest of this over here, going through inflation data. This right here, check that out. All that is right now, guys, on crypto Twitter is noise. Because most of the people on Bitcoin are saying it's going to do this. Crash. And that's actually a bullish signal, guys. But more than likely, it'll do that. If you think about that. I'm not saying it's going up there to 56 or whatever that number is up there, 63, 65,000. But I just think you have a good shot that that's going to be happening, guys. I mean, it just seems reasonable looking at the chart and everything. I know it sounds it sounds unbelievable. Like this guy's talking about Bitcoin going up there, make a double top again and actually be a triple top. But I think you really have a good shot that could be going on, guys. Just see what the correction is going to do on Bitcoin here in the next couple weeks here. See what it's going to be doing. I'm expecting, let me go to a 4-hour chart, clean this up for you a little bit. Let's see, where's Bitcoin? Now, I went over a little bit. You can easily get a 5-wave sequence out of that. Okay. You got your bearish divergence now. And this was my target from before. I got to change that, raise that back up, because now the target, more than likely, if this is an impulse and it finishes up here, your target actually is going to be right there at that previous 4th wave. Right in that area. Just like so. Okay, guys, that's where the target, because if it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on a bullish sequence, they like to come back to those areas. The previous 4th wave, come back down, and then you can get out of there, guys. But either way, this is a 5-wave move. Okay, that's a 5-wave move. The only way you can get something bearish out of that, guys, is that's the completion of a sequence. You'd have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it's done. I don't think so, guys. Volume down here is telling you that this is a 3rd wave. That's probably a start of a 3rd wave, guys. And if that's the start of a 3rd wave, then you got targets up there. So I went over this too. Inverse head and shoulders right here, like this, guys. Inverse head and shoulders. Here's your left shoulder, right, or your head, and now you got a right shoulder. And depending on how you want to do that right there, you know, this target box are fib numbers. I got targets from 35 all the way up to 42. You can depend on where you want to take this, right? and you just move it just like this and see where it goes. Look, it goes right to the middle of the box. Oh, my fib targets are right to the middle of the box, and this inverse head and shoulders pattern is right to the middle of the box. So pretty sure it's going to be going up there. You know, no guarantees, but what am I doing? I'm not selling my crypto. I'm not selling the crypto because some of these bad boys are getting ready to run. You know, like Gala, Hex is doing really, really well. Some of these other coins, man, just look like they are wanting to get, you know, Metis is another one. Nakamoto Games. I don't hear a lot about Nakamoto Games, even on Twitter or anything like that. But Nakamoto Games, I think, is going to do really well, surprise some people. You know, here's Near Protocol. Let's go over Near Protocol. A lot of people like Near Protocol. They're real bullish on Near Protocol. I mean, look at Near Protocol right here, guys. I mean, that is clearly that clearly right there is an impulse move. And then you have a move over here. So, and all the way down there in the RSI. So more than likely, Near Protocol is in a wave 1. It's making a 1, back down 2, and it can go into a 3 of 3. And with Near Protocol target of like $4 plus on that next wave right there, guys. So it's 1, 2, or it's A, B, C. So it remains to be seen what's going to be happening with it. Either way, I'm looking for more upside here in the near future, guys, with corrections along the way. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.